What's poppin', players? Welcome back to a Two Penny Games review. This time, Super Mario Wonder. I am your host, Tavin Bothel, here with my good friend, co-host, and lead reviewer. Say hello to the people, Phil Shoemaker.
Yahoo!
Yahoo! Phil, you, my friend, have been playing some Super Mario Wonder. I have
Tavin.
I have started the game, but I've only played 2 levels. And then I focused on Spider-Man, and now I'm playing Metal Gear. And boy, oh boy, I'm one trophy away from getting that Metal Gear Solid 1 Platinum, baby. It's going to be a good time. And then I'll get back to, I gotta play Alan Wake, and then we'll go back to Wonder and so forth. I'll get back to Wonder before the end of the year for sure. But, Phil, I'm very excited to hear what you have to say and tell me how excited I should be to get back to Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Well, Tavin, I think you should be very excited to get back to Super Mario Wonder because it is an amazing game. I had a whale of a time playing Super Mario Wonder.
Hell yeah.
In fact, I think it might be my... I think this might be my favorite 2D Mario, to be honest. I really, really enjoyed it. I haven't played all the 2D Marios personally, but I think out of the ones I have played, this is my favorite. I just think that it does a great job of encouraging you. This is kind of, I did have this thought while I was playing it where, we talked about Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, playing in the Two Penny Game Club, which, you can find on YouTube and watch the whole thing and see our whole list. Check that out. But I talked about in that review for Tropical Freeze that I didn't feel kind of pulled toward like trying to complete the game, like trying to get all the side stuff and everything. This is almost the opposite with Super Mario Wonder, where I know I'm going to eventually 100% this game. I feel the tug of like wanting to see all the different Wonder Flower, the Wonder Seed locations, and all the different endings to levels, because there are multiple endings to some of these levels. Some of which just be like, hey, one of which be like, hey, you didn't actually beat the level, just do it again. Which, the first time I encountered that, I was frustrated for a second, and then I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. Because it's like a Bowser ending almost, where like it was like a false Bowser ending.
Interesting.
But no, I think that the music in this game is fucking phenomenal. I love it so much. The new voice of Mario, which I like a lot. I mean, it's Mario. It's just a guy doing an impression of Mario. Which I think it's a new voice for Mario and Luigi, and we haven't seen Wario and Waluigi, so we don't know if it's the same guy doing those two as well. Yeah. But it is one guy doing Mario and Luigi.
Well, that's good, because they could have screwed it up. And it would have been bad if they messed that up. It would have been bad, but they didn't, so it's cool.
But there are some moments where I can kind of tell that it's not Charles, but it doesn't really bother me. I just love the feeling of running through this level, collecting all these coins, defeating all these new enemies, collecting the Wonder Flower, seeing how the level changes, and they go fucking ape shit in this game. In terms of like everything that can change with collecting a Wonder Flower, and like the certain ways that you have to do stuff to trigger the Wonder Flower even appearing. Like you have to be thorough with some of this stuff, and that's kind of where, like, when it is kind of a stickler of a game. It's a kid's game, but there are some moments that it's like, hey, you didn't do all of this, so I'm not gonna let you get the Wonder Flower. And that's kind of where I'm at with the not giving it the masterpiece, like 10 out of 10 for us. I do think this is a phenomenal game. Like I said, I love this game like a 10 out of 10. But I just there are some moments where I'm like, oh man, I wish I could have just done all this. Like there's some satisfaction that I get out of 100% completing a level the first try. It's like, oh man, I fucking did all that shit so good. I fucking nailed that. Oh, it's awesome. But I also just want to talk about the cast of characters you can play in this game. I mean, everyone in there. I saw a meme on TikTok where someone was making fun of the fact that everyone's talking about how you can play as Daisy, and they say it like 8 times. Hey, did you know you can play as Daisy in Mario Wonder? You know Daisy's a playable character. which I thought was funny because that is what everyone's talking about. But I love that that's like a kind of way to set your own difficulty in a way. That's like the kid mode playing as Yoshi or Nabbit, where Nabbit, I think, one, doesn't take damage, but you can still die as Yoshi and Nabbit. But Nabbit also like draws the coins in to himself, which I think is kind of neat. The only thing I've seen this online too, where people wish it was just like a thing you could toggle on and off, which I do agree with. It is kind of unfortunate that you can't just play through the game normally, like with damage and stuff, like as Yoshi, because you can play as Yoshi, but you don't get any of the transformations.
Or
he has like a different.
If my kid really likes Mario or Luigi, they can't play with
Right.
that and get the benefits of the
One thing that is weird is if you play as Yoshi, you can basically ride your friend, which I think they showed in the marketing stuff for it. But yeah, if someone's playing as Yoshi, you can ride them.
Nice, very
So
nice.
I like
Okay.
I like that. Which is funny if you're like Elephant Mario or Elephant Daisy and you're on the poor Yoshi's back, you're like crushing him. It makes it kind of sad, but I loved this game, and I think I highly recommend this to any platformer fan, Mario fan. This game very much deserves all the praise it's getting.
Talk to me about world and even individual level design. How complex are we getting? Is it challenging in some areas, or do they kind of keep it light for the most part?
I think they do a really good job of telling you up front how hard the level's going to be. There's like a difficulty rating that it gives that each of the worlds give you before you enter them. Some of it is very accurate because there are some very fucking hard levels in this game. I beat them because, I'm a fucking gamer.
Oh yeah, pro gamer.
But, I don't know when I'm going to go back to 100% this game. I definitely will at some point. This is definitely going to be one of those things that I'm going to do when I'm traveling. Just pull out the Switch, play some Mario. Because I wanted to play this game so soon, I didn't get the physical copy, so I just got the digital. I love like I've said before, I love the physical Switch stuff, but no big deal. I'll just deal with it. But anyway, to talk about the different worlds, I felt like this game went by really fast. I was just trying to get through it so I can experience everything and I wasn't going for 100% the first try, so I can make it for the review because we thought we were reviewing this game a lot sooner, but shit happens.
You had several days more than we wanted, but yeah.
Yeah. Originally when we planned this, I was just going to do it for a week. I was going to play it for a weekend, and then cause it came out on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then we're going to review it on Sunday, but that didn't happen.
I was like, you know what? You can have a couple more days. We can get Lords of the Fallen out. Whatever.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 Wednesday. It is now Friday.
Yeah. Wednesday. Some stuff happened to me on Wednesday. It wasn't fun.
Yeah. But no big deal. We're here now, talking about Mario and how fantastic of a game it was. Remind me of the other part of the question you asked, because I feel like I kind of got off track.
I think world design.
I thought it was like some of the most creative that we've seen out of the Nintendo Mario team. The one thing that it's not really world design, but I wish there was more animal transformations. It's just the elephant, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So just the apple that turns you into an elephant. But I do like that. What's the word I'm looking for? The variety of different levels you'll get in each different world. You expect each world to have very similar looking levels, but they do a good job of like this one is you're like in a kind of cave part of this area, or it's nighttime in this level or something like that, and it does a good job of kind of spicing up the environment that you're in. Not even world to world, but level to level. Which I really enjoyed. There was one of my favorite ones, as you're just bouncing on a bunch of hippos, like or I think they call them hoppos. That's another thing, is all the different enemies they added in this game. Mm-hmm. Like, it's ridiculous. You hop around on a bunch of hippos, and it's like a big bouncy castle level. And but when you get to Wonder Flower, there's like a big timer that appears, and there's like 3 huge hoppos that like block your way and they keep bouncing you off, and it's like, oh fuck, I'm just trying to get past, and so you have to like kind of figure out the right timing to get to them. But you know, there's something so satisfying that I get from just running, holding the Y button down the entire time and just jumping and landing all my jumps and all my different power up usage, and it's just so good. There's something so like it's almost like we just did the Spider-Man review, so I'm thinking of like how fluid the movement is in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But like in Mario's own way, this is like the traversal of Spider-Man. You know, like I love the amount of satisfaction I get from just bouncing and just zooming through all these levels. The animations, like the art style in this game, I love. I think it just looks phenomenal. I love it. Almost looks what's the word? Like hand drawn, like someone just like sketched it all, but like kind of in a 3D kind of way.
Okay.
That's not the word I'm looking for. Fuck. Well, anyway, I just love how it looks. I think it's a beautiful game, beautiful music. There's some Wonder Flowers that change the perspective that you do. Like you're it's almost like a top down perspective it goes with, but it only changes how your character moves. So it's like the platforms that were there before are now walls that you go up against.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Which I thought was really cool. It was a very interesting way to kind of shift the way you're playing the level, you know. I think that's. Go ahead.
I should have let you finish that thought. As I'm watching the B-roll footage that we're using or pulling off of YouTube here, I've played more than 2 levels. I've played like 5 or 6 because it just keeps going, and I'm like, oh, I played this one too. So that's something to say that where it's like, yo, the game is flying by, and you're just loving every minute of it, and like it feels like, you know, you're doing a lot, but it feels like you're doing a little, which is like just great. Cause my point to say,
who are you playing as?
Oh, I'm a Luigi guy.
Luigi? Okay, yeah. I'm Mario. So
yeah, I'm a Luigi guy all the way. So I'm playing Luigi.
I've always been like, when it comes to games where you can choose what character you play as, I'm a nerd and a loser, so I always pick like the main character. Like yeah, even like back in the day when I used to play Mario Kart, I would always pick Mario, which now I don't do that. I play Iggy. Iggy's my man.
I play Shy Guy on Mario Kart, which is fun.
But yeah, there was one thing that I was kind of disappointed in. Your only like boss enemy besides like the Bowser fight at the end is just Bowser Jr. Like none of the other Koopalings are here, which is a little disappointing. And it's also pretty much the same fight, just with different. Like he kind of just. So what happens is he kind of takes the Wonder Power, and he kind of changes what's going on in the level. Like there was one that I thought was really cool where he there was like water in like underneath the platform, and you got the Wonder Power, and he shifted the water up into like a bunch of different individual bubbles that floated around the screen. So it was almost like a lava lamp. And so you had to swim through the different like lava lamp, like water to like go through. And I thought it was really neat. I think that's probably my favorite Bowser Jr. fight. But you know, I was disappointed that it wasn't, your typical like, oh, this one has Lemmy, this one has Iggy, this one is Ludwig. You know, it's that one's my I think maybe biggest disappointment is that it's not very varied as far as the boss fights go.
To kind of stay in the critique mindset right now, expound on how this game only reaches the amazing, which is a 9 on our scale, only reaches the amazing for you.
It's mainly just the stuff that I wish was there. Like I wish there was more varied power-ups. Like there's really only like 3 or maybe 4, like 4 if you count the Power Star. Like there's
Mushroom, Fire, and Elephant.
Okay, I guess there's 4. I didn't count the Mushroom because you basically start with the Mushroom anyway.
Gotta count.
You start with the mushroom though.
Yeah, but you don't always have the Mushroom.
So there's the Fire Flower, the Bubble Flower, the Elephant, and the Mushroom and the Star. So I guess technically there's 4 or 5. That's 5. Sorry.
So we just wish there was more variety.
I just wish there was more variety in terms of power-ups. I wish there was more variety in terms of boss fights. I wish there was more kind of like fine tuning in terms of like kind of how I said I wish you could toggle on and off the gameplay, like being like baby mode versus like regular mode for each individual character. And also like why is Wario just in platformer jail? Like why is he only in like the spin-off games? Like let me play as Wario. Let me play as Waluigi. Like
He's a bad guy, man. You gotta play as the good guys.
But like Wario Land, the
Listen, you want to play as Wario? Go play Smash. You know.
Anyway, or WarioWare, you know, you can do that.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, shovelware crap. I've never played a Wario. I've never played a WarioWare in my life. All right, very nice, straight to the point, Phil. We talked animations, we talked music, we talked level design. Trying to think of anything else we can get to.
There was a point to. I know I've talked the most about music in this review. There were times where I was literally like humming some of the new themes. It's been a while since I played, so I don't really remember them now. But as soon as I like go back into playing it, I know I'm gonna be like humming along and bopping, and it's like, oh yes, kind of like when we played Sunshine and we did the floodless levels and how we were just like, like you know the little guy that was in our one ear. But no, I was having a blast playing this game.
Good stuff.
And highly recommend. Like I said, if you're a Mario fan, if you're a platformer fan, very very satisfying, very fun, very much worth that price tag. You know.
Excellent. Phil, we had a conversation on the latest episode of the Piggy Bank. Me and Connor, you were absent for that conversation.
I was a little sicky.
We guessed or we hypothesized what will be on the Game Awards, the Keeley Show, the Big Six for Game of the Year. Now that you've played Mario Wonder, is this a slam dunk to at least be in the Big Six?
You know, see, I don't know. There's just something about the Keeleys that make me think like Nintendo isn't usually there, especially for the Game of the Year category. I know they're there. They were there for like obviously Splatoon was there last year, but it wasn't in the Game of the Year category. It was like family or like
Splatoon
Kirby and the
wasn't
Forgotten
a Game
Land,
of the Year candidate. Like
I know that's what I'm saying. It's like it's
like,
never for me. Nintendo's almost never in the Game of the Year stuff except for like Legend of Zelda. You know,
Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey,
Like
you're
Mario's
right.
Odyssey was there.
Yeah, Mario's in there.
I'm on crack. Yeah, I mean, I think this could be one of the six. I think it could be. It's on like the bubble for me, in terms of like it might not. But
I mean, really,
it's in my predictions for the.
We had a conversation about how there's a definite three. It's a bit of a 3-horse race right now, being Zelda, Baldur's Gate, and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I think Spider-Man's right there in the conversation with the other two. So it's really Mario is now in the conversation of like, does it hit the other 3 spots? And who do these other 3 spots go to? You think maybe Resident Evil? It seems like Final Fantasy 14 seems to be a favorite. This game, and then now Alan Wake is making the rounds on a lot of people's lists and so forth. Is this game beating out games like Final Fantasy 16 or Jedi Survivor or maybe even Resident Evil?
You know, I'm not sure. I think the main reason. Excuse me. I think the main reason I'm so hesitant is the fact that Zelda is already there. So maybe they don't throw the bone to Mario here.
I mean, again, but it's not.
They double dipped last in 2017. I know that.
But you also remember, it's not like
it's
not Keeley who's doing it. It's the conglomerate of news sites and
no, I understand,
personalities and so forth.
Yeah. I don't know. It's on the bubble for me. It's in my prediction for being at least in the Big Six, like you said. But I think in general public, I think it might just be on the bubble.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for our Super Mario Brothers Wonder review. Thank you so much for watching and listening along with us. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Keep an eye out for other reviews hitting the channel, like Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, and a Spider-Man spoiler cast at some point here in the next few days. Until next time, have a great time. And Phil, say goodbye to the people.